All right, so we are back on StAlbertSportsFan.com. We lost a little connection at halftime, so we had a couple of losses, but hey, we were ready to roll for the entire second half. I think we're going to get that extra 3 minutes added on the clock here. Once again, Spencer Sanchez and Matt Madsen here with us. Sorry, we're getting some communication from people telling us about halftime.
It stop at the half. We had to connect to a different internet connection. We're back to the YouTube channel. If you're
getting people reset, we're letting people know. So, but yeah, halftime, Falcons lead 14-0. Here's some first half stats. That's why I'm along here. Falcons lead touchdown in the first quarter, touchdown in the second quarter, with 3:19 right completed an 11-yard pass to Aiden Anistel for a 14-0 lead after Sam Wilbur added again another PAT. So Falcons scored late in the first quarter, late in the second quarter. Lance Wright is 9 for 15, passing the ball for 112 yards and 1 touchdown. Falcons not rushing very successfully. They're 20 rushes for 36 yards and 1 touchdown and a fumble. So Falcons have 148 yards of total offense, 115 yards of total offense for the AHSTW. Vikings have 79 through the air, 6 of 10 passing for Blake Osbar. And rushing the ball, only 2 yards a carry, 18 rushes for 36 yards, and a couple of fumbles have cost the AHSTW Vikings. Gabe Pauley, the running back, has been bottled up for 13 yards in the first half. Don't expect that to continue into the second half. Quarterback Osbar has rushed for 18 yards himself. Sam Rowell's 48 receiving yards. Patterson with 36 receiving yards. 27 for Antistel, and then 21 for Miller receiving the ball. My number's going to be off. I actually have 132 yards passing and 168 total offense for the Falcons. I was off by a couple digits there, but really the short fields for the Falcons and tough defense has been the difference.
It's been great defense all the first half, obviously, allowing 0 points to this high-powered offense, at least during their first 8 games of the season. And the connection is spotty. We're aware of that, and it's not as high quality as you're used to. We will keep an eye on it, and hopefully we will have uninterrupted service. But as far as the quality, it's probably going to stay about where it's at. And we are able to monitor if we're online or not. So we do see that it's been online pretty consistently for the last minute or so. Hopefully it stays that way, but we will do everything on our end to keep you connected to the game and catch the second half of this exciting season finale. And the way it's going right now, Matt, not a season finality, but just a regular season finale.
Also, here's what if you are a Twitter person, go on to follow at KWhiteOWH. So Kevin White, search for Kevin White. He's sending out some nice Twitter updates of the action. Falcons are going to kick it off. Sam Wilbur, third time kicking the ball off tonight. The Vikings will be going into the win. That's Partridge trying to return it straight up the middle and caught about the 26-yard line. Is that Geyer and Connor Cherney? And give credit, I love good sportsmanship. Number 10 for the Vikings, that is Blake Holst, the backup quarterback, picked up Cherney after he made the tackle.
So the Vikings will start their first possession of the second half on their own 26-yard line.
Scoreboard got it right this time. Not always the case. Tim Vogel says he still loves us regardless of our low quality. I think he means video and not our call. He didn't say that.
Osbar takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Pauley. Pauley sheds a couple tackles, does a couple spin moves. It's all for about 3 yards on the play. Should bring up second and about 7.
Pauley's 16 yards. Again, he has a dozen carries, 13 carries, so really just not able to get anywhere. Had a couple losses early. That took a couple direct snaps, too.
Osbar in the shotgun. He's going to fake it to Pauley. He goes with the screen to Martin, and he's going to be met there by Rollis and a group of other Falcons.
Oh, no, come on.
So he was being held up, and they hadn't blown the whistle yet, and a couple Falcons came in to help with the tackle. And the side judge thought that it was a late tackle. Flag went up. It's going to be a 15-yard late hit on the Falcons.
We were just saying that they hadn't been overly involved in the game, and that statement no longer applies.
Yeah, it's kind of a 50-50 call there. Right when he was blowing the whistle, it looked like the Falcon had already gone to kind of help with the tackle. And as we saw earlier in the game, we had one of our players being held up, AHSTW, while another Viking defender stripped him. So you want to make sure you get the guy down. Unfortunately, the whistle was kind of being blown at the same time. So 15-yard penalty brings up 1st and 10 on the 46-yard line for the Vikings. And Osbar is going to keep it himself. Fake handoff. He's going to get across midfield. He gets to about the 43-yard line.
About 10 yards.
It's going to be close on the 1st down. We'll see where they spot it, but looks like they may have to measure on this. Oh, they are going to mark it as a 1st down. So it'll be 1st and 10 Vikings on the Falcons' 43-yard line. And it looks like the connection is holding up, so we're able to bring you.
We hear the Hubbards are watching on the road back from Sioux City. So thanks for listening, Jeff and Kat.
Osbar is going to take the snap on 1st down, and it is caught by Martin, and he is met by Rawlis after a pickup of about 4 yards to the 40. Great tackle, great open field tackle there. That could have gone for a while if Rawlis doesn't make that play there, Matt.
Yeah, Sam's a speedy young man, so.
Actually only a pickup of
3 or 4?
It looks like. Yeah, 3.5. So it'll be on the 40-yard line of the Falcons.
I gave him credit for 4 in my book.
2nd and 6. Scoreboard's still working with numbers. Osbar in the shotgun. And he's looking to pass. Pauly getting him some good protection. He does pass it, and it's complete.
Partridge.
This time to Partridge. He breaks a couple tackles, and he's going to punch it in. 40-yard touchdown, pass and reception. Partridge on the catch. Breaks some tackles, got about 20 yards after the catch. Great scramble by Osbar. Good protection by Pauly. Finally seeing that 3-headed senior monster come through for the Vikings as they add 6 points to their scoreboard. 14-6 Falcons.
Yeah, 10-15 to go here in the 3rd quarter. So opening drive started at their own 22. Oh, excuse me, own 26, went right down the field.
Took less than 2 minutes, 10-15 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Pending the PAT. It is up and it is good. 14-7, and just like that, not only the Vikings got on the scoreboard, but they've also got this crowd back into the game, Matt.
Yeah, that was a quick strike drive. You know, it took 105 seconds to go 74 yards and a couple of big plays. One was a pass completion and then a personal foul. Either a late hit or 2 guys teamed up on a tackle. Wasn't sure what exactly the call was. Then a big strike, though. A couple guys, like the Vikings did, a couple guys went for a strip on the receiver instead of just tackling the man and bringing him to the ground. One guy's grabbed for the ball. And when the ball carrier is a little bit more important than the ball in the hierarchy of what you need to do first.
What else was impressive is because the running game isn't where they probably want it to be, now they're using Pauly to help protect that quarterback Osbar, to give him a little more time to either run or pass. And they took advantage with a couple nice passes on that drive, and then the yard after the catch, breaking some nice tackles. I told you Partridge averages almost 2 touchdowns a game, so he knows how to get to the end zone.
Absolutely.
And he found his way there on that play.
So Osbar to Pauly or Partridge connection. So see how the Falcons answer here. Being scored on right away.
As I mentioned, 10-15 left to go, just 1:45 taken off the clock for that opening Viking drive. They're set to kick off to the Falcons. Into the wind. Oh, it's going to be on the ground. A short kick. Going to be taken at the 35. Bennett gets about 4 yards on the return to the 39-yard line of the Falcons. And that's where Lance Wright and his offense will start their first drive of the 2nd half.
Not exactly the hands team, but the second wave of guys. The kick was on purpose on the ground. On a short. Now they don't have any. Brandon does not have any touchbacks on the year, and the kickoff average is only about 42 yards. So 60 will get you to the end zone. So don't necessarily kick it deep. So it's kind of a good idea. They decided to put it on the ground, but Falcons with good hands there with Bennett Gronstall also is a good running back. The right man, the right spot.
Lance Wright in that shotgun formation, 2 receivers on each side, is going to screen it, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. Intended receiver was Sam Rawlis.
Yeah.
Bring up 2nd and 10 from the 39-yard line of the Falcons.
We're not as good at Charlie as calling out the who the as he likes to call the Hogs, the offensive linemen are. But they're right in front of us now. We can't see their numbers. They're straight across.
Wright takes the snap, and he completes the pass, but it's behind the line of scrimmage, and that's actually going to be a completed pass for a loss of about 3, maybe 4 on the play. It's going to be at the Falcon 36-yard line.
Yeah, I think Patterson. I think it's Patterson they had on the.
Just looked like the Vikings had that play read all
Yeah,
all day
they
long.
really did. I like how if you can see their assistant coach in the red short sleeve shirt, giving all kinds of signals down there. That man is animated.
It'll be 3rd and 13 from the 36. They need the 49 for a first down, so just about midfield. They're going to fake the handoff. They're going to go to the air.
Rollis.
He's got Rollis complete. He catches it, enough for the first down. Pickup of
19.
they needed 13 and they got about 18. Be the 45-yard line of the Vikings. Falcons cross midfield. Big pickup on 3rd and 13, Matt.
Well, that was nice. Yeah, you got it across the middle to Sam. Lance has kind of a short delivery. I mean, he doesn't have a big, long arm, but, man, he's got when a let's go comes out of his hands, it's a nice-looking ball.
Had to take a perfect catch, and we made that. Shotgun formation. The give is to Antisdale. There's a penalty on the play. In
Couple
the
guys
area
on the tackle.
yeah. It's going to be on the Falcons. Early indications are.
Woltman and Polly on the tackle for AHSTW. Some initials are hard to say. This one's kind of easy.
It kind of rolls off.
It really does. And a motion penalty on the Falcons. It's going to be declined because they didn't get any gain on the play. So instead of first and 15, the Vikings opted for 2nd and 10. No, 12 because they lost a couple on the play.
So it'll be at the 47-yard line of the Vikings. 2nd and 12. About 12 seconds left on the play clock. They get the call in to Wright. He's in the backfield with Antisdale, shotgun formation. Takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Fakes the handoff to Antisdale, and he plows ahead, gets back the lost yardage and then some. Got about 3 yards on the play. Should bring up 3rd and about 8. Looked like there was a hole there for a minute, Matt, but it quickly closed.
And that's a quality team, AHSTW. If there's, they're gonna close that in a hurry. Working over that right side, Caden Larson, who picked up a fumble earlier in the game, and over there with Larson is Seth Kiesel on the defensive line, doing a nice job. They are stout.
Ball's going to be on the 44-yard line, 3rd and 9, and we're going to pass again. Looked like almost pass interference there, but no call. Pass intended for Rollis, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 9.
Rushing hard that time was linebacker Jackson Woltman, one of the leading tacklers for the Vikings. Falcons appear to be setting up for a punt here on 4th down.
We saw it earlier in the first half and in earlier games of the season. Wright does know how to pin a team within the 5-yard line, so hoping for something here with just over 8 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. The punt is up, and he aims for the sideline, and it'll go out about the 14-yard line, so an effective punt.
A 31-yard kick with no return.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Vikings from the 14. They'll have a lot of green to make up to try and tie this ball game up early in the second half. We'll see if the defense returns the form for the Falcons and they can force the Vikings to turn the ball back over to us.
Vikings pretty successful on their first drive of the second half, so they're really looking to build on that. They're able to pass more so than run to get the ball down the field. That big 40-yard strike to Partridge for the touchdown capped it off.
Same formation we've seen all night. Shotgun with Pauly in the backfield. He goes in motion. He takes it. He busts out to the right side, and he's got a lot of running room. He's met by a couple of Falcons, Sam Rollis, and then he's gang tackled after a pickup of about 20 on the play, Matt. It's going to be 1st and 10 Vikings from about the 25-yard line.
Pauly on the run.
More importantly, our stream is staying strong, Matt. We are still online.
12 yards on that pick. It looked like it's going to go for farther than 12, but we're it up from the 14 out to the 26. Have not heard from anyone who's let us know that we're down.
Pauly on the right side takes the handoff. He's going to pick up about, looked like a pickup about 8 on the play. And that's kind of what we expected coming into the night. Right when he gets the ball, he looks like he has 6 before anyone even touches him on that play.
Right, they've not been running him outside. The handoffs have been going up the middle. Now this time they're getting him around the edge. So
we did hear from somebody, looks like Owen, our old owner, is sitting at home in front of the fireplace watching the Falcons on his big screen. Shout out to all the Falcon faithful from Owen.
Hello, Big O.
Second and short, and they're going to hand it off to Woltman, and he's going to get tackled in the backfield. That is a loss. Should bring up about 3rd and 8 on the play. Looked like a loss of about 5 on the carry. And Pauly is on the sideline, not in the game right now. Something to keep an eye on.
We don't want to speculate, and we don't know, but I was surprised we didn't see as much of him in the first half. Maybe there's a little something going on.
So Woltman will be in the backfield now, taking the place of Pauly.
Likely a passing down, 3rd and 9.
Osbar is going to hand it off to Martin, and the Falcons are not fooled. It's going to be a loss of about, I would say, 7 on the play.
Jeffrey Miller on the tackle. Not fooled at all. Jack Geyer there to clean things up. Martin's 2nd carry of the night. And after that loss, that puts him about 0 yards.
Loss of 5 officially. It'll be 4th and 16 from the 28. Obviously a punting play here. And the Falcons defense responded.
That ball's on about the 21. don't look at the scoreboard.
Why'd I look at the scoreboard?
And
the punt is high and a little wobbly. Takes a Falcon bounce for the first time, and it is going to be down on the Vikings' 46-yard line.
25-yard punt.
So great field position for the Falcons. Good defense setting up, hopefully good offense and good field position, Matt.
Yeah, the ball's about the Avoca 46. Yeah, you just have to train yourself not to look at the scoreboard. They're generally off by about 6, 7, 8 yards, but you never know which direction. So all of a sudden I'm feeling a little bit more a little better about what our people do.
5:42 left to go here in the 3rd. Thank you for joining us on St. Albert Sports Fan. We had a little technical difficulties, but I think we've righted the ship, and I know we have a lot of watchers out there interested in this game. And it's been a great one so far. 14-7, good guys. 5:42 left here in the 3rd quarter.
Falcons had a nice stop on the second drive that the Vikings had in the second half. The Vikings took the opening kickoff of the second half and just marched right down the field and scored on a 74-yard drive. This time the Falcons bottled up the Vikings.
Lance Wright's going to take the snap, take it himself. Won't gain anything on the play. Forward motion should get him back to the line of scrimmage. Bring up 2nd and 10.
I don't know who 59 is. He's not in the program. No, Lane Sunberg. No, that's for us. I didn't have a 59. Don't see one. So nice tackle by 59.
Owen would prefer to be referred to as the previous owner, not old owner.
Oh, is that his choice?
14-7 Falcons. 5:10 left to go here in the 3rd. We're looking at a 2nd and 10. No gain on 1st down for Lance Wright on the quarterback keeper. He's in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Gronstall. Gronstall is going to plow ahead. And with a little bit of help from his friends, Matt, he gets about 7 on the play. Should bring up 3rd and a manageable 3, hopefully.
I think it's closer around 5.
Okay.
Yeah, you used to have a little help from his friends. All of a sudden, I'm thinking of a Beatles song, but that's what I do.
We won't sing on this broadcast. We save that for the podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I might have to revisit those rules.
3rd and 6. Not as big of a pickup as I wanted to give him. Lance Wright alone in the shotgun on 3rd down. Big play here. Entizell goes in motion. He's going to fake it to him, keeping himself. He's got some room on the left side. He's going to break it outside, and he's got one man to beat. He's got the 1st down and then some. He gets hit by number 31 on the tackle after a huge gain on the left side rush. That'll be 1st down.
About 20 yards.
And that was Woltman, who's filling in running back duties on the previous drive on the tackle. He gets by Woltman, and that's probably 6 for the Falcons.
Yeah, Woltman had terrific form. He was unfortunately for the Vikings, he had to make the tackle 20 yards downfield.
4 minutes left to go here in the 3rd, and the Falcons are looking like they did in the first half on this drive, Matt.
Looking to answer that Viking touchdown.
Handoff goes to Antisdale. Delayed handoff, and the Vikings weren't ready for it on the left side as Antisdale follows the same tracks as right on the previous play. And he's going to pick up about, I'm learning your trick now, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch the guy with the yard marker, and he picks about 6 on the play.
Now everyone's going to know. Wait, I told people, I forgot.
Sometimes they know how the sausage is made. Isn't that what you and Charlie always say?
Yes, they do. Unfortunately, they have to see. So Jack Geyer and Adam Googles on the left side on the offensive line. Center is
Wright takes the handoff in the shotgun. He's going to throw it out to Cy Patterson, who's got some room to run and then some. He gets down to about the 10-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down. And depending on where they spot it, they might be able to get another first down before it turns into a first and goal situation. We'll see where they spot it. Just outside the 10-yard line, so I think they could technically get another first down, but it would be inches short of the goal line if they did.
Cale, finish that offensive line. Cale McLaren's the center, and right guard Adam Googles, and right tackle, Reed Miller's the right guard, and right tackle is right now Gast.
Gronstal and Cherney are flanking right. He takes the snap, and it's going to be
Touchdown.
Cherney to the left. Touchdown. Falcons is the signal.
Oh,
he fumbled it.
Fumbled.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Somehow the ball came out. Cherney was headed to the end zone. I didn't see the ball pop out. Hopefully Jeff caught that on the camera. The ball popped out. The Vikings picked it up, and they have it back out to about the 30-yard line, maybe the 32 of the Falcons.
Tough angle from the stands here, Matt. I honestly thought he had crossed the plane, and then, like you said, the ball popped out. Vikings were right there, and they ran it back 32 yards.
Wow, I did not see that. He was headed toward the end zone, and it all disappeared on us. So we apologize for making the incorrect call and kind of bummed about the outcome, but we are homers. We admit that.
So it'll be Vikings 1st and 10 from the Falcon 32-yard line.
Wow, stunning turn of events.
We saw a lot of that in the first half. They cleaned it up in the second quarter. We didn't really see much as far as the ball getting on the ground.
Conference about where the ball is placed, and they're moving the players out of the way. You know, I don't see any complaints from the Falcon coaching staff. They're not trying to claim he was down or anything. The players weren't saying. So I'm not sure what the situation is here. Well, as I say that, Coach Ryan is asking some of his coaches to back up.
Yeah, I thought he crossed the plane, but again, it's a tough angle from here, and I'm not sure if that's what they're discussing, but like you said, it's just everyone's just kind of waiting.
It would be difficult to overturn at this point because right now they've placed the ball, they've set it for play. They didn't. We'll see what we're going to have here. First down.
Okay.
It's one of those plays that, regardless of the outcome, like it just shakes your confidence a little bit. And do they know what's going on here? What's the deal here? So, but we at the time we're back at 32. So it wasn't a question about where the ball was placed. Who knows what the question was? We weren't in the huddle. Falcons now need to come up with a defensive stop. They had a nice defensive stop the second drive after the first drive touchdown, and looks like Paulie back in the game. Can't tell, 34 in the backfield.
He is back in the game, yes. Yep. Paulie's in the backfield. Osbar is going to take the snap, man in motion. He's going to pitch it to him, number 26. He's got some room to run on the left side. Partridge, and he gets all the way up to midfield. Nice pickup of about 18 on the rush off the left side. Just took that pitch when he was in motion, and he didn't stop.
Nice run of 17 yards there by Partridge.
So they didn't quite cross midfield. He did go out of bounds at the 49-yard line. And so it'll be 1st and 10 Vikings from their own 49. Paulie and Osbar in the backfield. Osbar takes the snap in the shotgun. He's going back, and he throws it right to Lance Wright. Lance Wright's going to go the 40, the 45. He's at midfield. He's still on his feet. Breaks a couple tackles, gets to the Viking 46-yard line. And I'm not sure what Osbar saw on that play, Matt, but he threw it literally right at Lance Wright.
Wright's intercepted at the 34-yard line and returned it 20 yards to the 46 of AHSTW.
There was not another Viking in sight.
Wow. So we had back-to-back turnovers in the first half. Now we have back-to-back turnovers here in the second half. Now, first set of turnovers was in the first quarter. Now here's a third quarter.
2:17 left to go in this third quarter.
And the Falcons, their starting position is the exact same it was the last drive, the 46 of AHSTW. Here we are again.
Hopefully a different result.
Yeah, Lance Wright was alone there across the center, playing a little free safety.
Wright not alone in the backfield as he's flanked by Cherney, who will get the ball right back. Confidence going back to Cherney. Like to see that. Give him his confidence back on that rush. Not much of a gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and long.
One of our great and loyal listeners asked, what, no pylon cam to tell if we had crossed the goal line last time? I think that's what the officials were huddling and hoping for, but alas, not to be.
We have to save some tricks for next season, Matt. You know, maybe the pylon cam will make its debut next year. So 2nd and 12, loss of 2 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 12 right in the backfield. Rollis goes in motion. It's a fake to the screen, and then it's a short pass. Rollis battles with Partridge. Neither of them come up with it. Ball hits the ground. That one got lost in the wind, it looks like, or
the wind or the lights. The ball got caught up a little bit, slipped out of Lance's hand perhaps as it went up.
Going back to that turnover, Matt, Osbar had been passing the ball really well, especially on their scoring drive. I'm not sure if there was a slip up of the receiver or maybe some cross thinking on what the play was, but beneficial for the Falcons. Now they need to capitalize. 3rd and 12 from the Viking 48. So they lost 2 on the 1st down play. Didn't gain anything on the incomplete pass.
Last time in this situation, there was a nice pass to Jeffrey Miller, excuse me, over the middle. That was in the 1st half.
It's going to be a pass again. Wright takes the snap, and he's going to be thrown down, and they're going to call it incomplete. They say it was tipped, it's not intentional grounding.
Yeah.
So going to be most likely a punt here, I would imagine, on 4th and 12, and hopefully we can pin him deep, get him inside the 10 or 5-yard line. The Vikings cheerleaders starting a Go Big Blue chant. Sounds familiar to our neighboring states chant.
Yeah, I like blue better than, tonight I'm a green fan, of course, but tonight I'll take blue over the other fire engine color anytime.
Right, back to punt. He gets it off, and it is a good one. It will be fielded. Fair caught at about the 12-yard line, 11, 12-yard line. So about where you want it to be, Matt. They're going to be pinned deep.
36-yard, no return in high school. That's not a bad exchange.
So the Falcons will look to get that defense going once again. They had the interception on their last defensive series.
Set it about, the 11 or 12.
And we haven't really seen the Vikings run the ball too much lately.
Just when they were given to Pauly, when those sweeps around the right end had been successful in the first drive they had.
And Pauly is back there, so he's been in. This is his 2nd series in a row being in. So he sat out a couple plays, but he's back in there. Osbar back to pass. He's going to go up the middle, and he was looking for Partridge, but Partridge is what, about 5'8", 5'9"?
Yeah, I think there was all of a sudden their routes, they're just not clicking like they were. It looks like to me the Vikings are far more successful when they pass the ball to the sideline than they're crossing their patterns over the middle.
I bring up Partridge's height because he would have had to be about 6'7" to catch that ball.
Yeah, I think he broke off the route. The receiver was not where he expected him to be, or the quarterback threw a different route. So their passing communication's shaking a little now, but doesn't mean they can't get it back in a heartbeat.
They've got 4 receivers set out wide on each side. It's a run play for Osbar. He takes the snap and goes. Looked to the naked eye about 4, but I'm going to watch our marker. Let's see. I think I got it right.
On the tackle that time with a bear hug, bringing him down.
Bring up 3rd and 6. And it's going to be from about the 15. They're on the 15-yard line, so you need about the 21 for a 1st down. Osbar all alone in the backfield, so this will either be another design draw. Oh, now Pauly joins him. And he is set to pass. He's scrambling. He's tucking it. He's going to pass, and he has his man. Is that Partridge?
About the 31. Then he escapes the tackle.
Yeah, breaks the tackle. He had the 1st down on the catch. He broke a tackle, got a few more. It'll be 1st and 10 Vikings from, looks like about the 27, 28-yard line, Matt.
Yep.
We're starting to see that Osbar to Partridge connection that we had heard about coming into this game. It's starting to be effective here in the second half. 33 seconds left to go in this third quarter. 14-7 Falcons. Still in their spread offense. Osbar in the shotgun. Pauly set to block, and they're going to try and do a flare out to the right side. Led his receiver a little bit too much there, Matt. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
Intended for Corbin Martin that time. White out there on the coverage, along with Rollis.
.30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Clock stops with the incomplete pass. Osbar alone in the backfield, shotgun formation. He's got Pauly, goes in motion, and he hands it off to him.
Held.
Oh, that's going to be a 15-yard.
They blew the whistle. The play has to stop.
So there's.
Yeah, the official made it. The official goofed up. When he threw the flag, he blew the whistle. Now, the play wasn't dead, but when you blow the whistle, the play is dead. There's no overcoming that. You can't reset. And frankly, I thought that it was a face mask penalty or caught the guy by the horse collar. However, the man who made the tackle was just blatantly held right before. He's got released from a hold. That's why his hands were flailing out. And he made, so they missed the first penalty, caught the second. But as soon as the whistle blows, the play is dead. So personal foul, face mask on the Falcon. That's it from that spot. And then that's where we go. That's a fatal error. There's no coming back from. That's official before. I criticized for throwing a flag earlier. When a late hit out of bounds, it wasn't really accurate. He blew it. He should not have blown the whistle. You throw the flag, you play on. It's not basketball.
Right.
Basketball, you see a foul, you throw the whistle. Football, you see a foul, you throw the flag, and the play finishes. So I kind of forgot what sport he was officiating there.
It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 47.
And frankly, that benefited the Falcons. The guy was going to run for 10 more yards.
It did. Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm complaining, but the guy was just wrong.
Pauly had the sideline, and he had daylight ahead of him. Not all the way, but at least for 10 more yards, like you said.
Yeah.
Osbar alone in the backfield, and he's going to fake it to Pauly, and he's looking for Martin he's going to get tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Jack Geyer on the tackle.
He thought he had his intended receiver, which was Brayton Tuma, and that never came to fruition. So in his indecision, the Falcons defense caught up to him, and
that's going to end the quarter.
Loss of 5 on the play. At the start of the fourth quarter, we'll have 2nd and 15 from the Vikings' own 43-yard line.
Exciting stuff here in Avoca. Falcons leading 14-7. As Spencer said before, Falcons had a chance to go up 21-0. Fumbled right near the goal line as they were heading in to score on their second drive of the second half. And AHSTW took it back out to the 32-yard line after that reception, after that fumble. But Falcons were able to stop him that time. But now as we start the next quarter, AHSTW, that was easy for me to say, on the march once again. They took over the ball at their own 11 after they have moved it out into Falcon territory. About the way.
We were expecting a close game coming in, Matt, and this is what we got. When the Falcons had the early season losses and closer games earlier in the season, this was really the quarter where they kind of fatigued and gave up a lot of yards and points. They've had a lot of blowouts recently, so they haven't really been tested in the fourth quarter yet, so it'll be interesting to see how they respond with the lead heading into the fourth quarter.
And the same can be said for the Vikings. They haven't played a four-quarter game. You were talking about the Falcons playing 4 quarters. They haven't as much lately. The Vikings haven't really all season.
Right.
So this is new territory in a lot of ways for both teams, but it's easy for us to say it doesn't look like it's been a tiring game, but it has for them. But, because it's not 90 degrees and guys aren't cramping up, doesn't mean it hasn't been a lot of physical exertion on a cold night.
Got a little stressful there when our internet went out there, man.
Yeah, I know. We're good.
Not quite a football game stress, but.
Yeah, we're making our owner do double duty. He's the tech man and the play-by-play man. Welcome to St. Welcome to the ownership. Now you're really fully immersed.
Osbar back to pass, and there's a flag.
Yeah.
This play will be brought back. It's an incomplete pass anyway, so it'll be
Yeah, it looked
third
like some guys were moving before the play started by the Vikings. I could be wrong.
Look like number 34, Pauly.
We generally try not to call out guys, but, you know, not to pick on.
Oh, sure.
They're talking over with coach what they want the play to be. It's 2 flags on the play, so they're going to take one and decline the other. Illegal motion. Decline. There's a holding, so they're going to accept the holding and decline the illegal motion. So I'm moving back.
So that would not have been on Pauly the hold, just to clear his name.
Yeah, right, thank you. Yeah, we don't know who held, so we are good. As it is, it's about a. Although the ball, so they declined the holding, they just took the result of the play, which is an incomplete pass. So there's no penalty whatsoever.
Right, declined everything.
Yeah, all around, declined them both.
So 3rd and 14 now from the 43.
Yeah, right.
Would have been 2nd and 24. So
Martin in motion.
Osbar takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's got pressure. He's going to scramble.
Been off him all night.
And he's going to get knocked out of bounds well short of the first down. He's about 10 yards short of the first down. So he got back the loss from first down, but not enough for the first, and you got to think they're going to be punting here on 4th and about 10.
Yeah, line of scrimmage is about the 47, 8-yard line, their own side of the 50. Osbar back to do the punting.
So 11:48 left. Not a lot of time went off the 4th quarter
No,
clock.
not at all. No rush for the
Nice
Falcons.
punt. Might be the best punt of the night for the Vikings. It's going to go into the end zone, though, so that'll be a touchback.
So a 52-yard punt with a 32 net.
So Sam Rollis, smart decision letting that go over his head, and it was a very nice punt.
That caught a nice spiral and started just to roll or to fly. Falcons, with about the worst field position they've had all night, started their own 20. This half they started their own 39 and the AHSTW 46 2 times. So they did respond in the first half when they started their own 12, were able to put together a nice long touchdown drive and see what they have here at their own 20 with just under 12 minutes to go in the game.
Looks like they're going to go to that 2-back set. Cherney and Patterson will flank right in the backfield. Shotgun formation. And the handoff is to Patterson. He's up the middle, and he's going to get about 6 yards on the play. Should bring up about 2nd and 4. And more importantly, Matt, that clock will continue to tick. 11:30 left to go here in the game. Falcons up 14-7.
Offensive line doing a nice job. We were able to call those guys out earlier, so we got that done. Charlie will be happy we talked about the Hogs.
Looks like to be the same formation. Got Antisdale out on the right side in the slot. And it's going to be another run play.
Cherney this time.
Yep, Cherney, and it's going to be about maybe a gain of about 3.
Yep.
So 3rd and 1, looks like.
So far, Falcons have just gone right up the middle. Vikings fans hollering for their team to make a hold here.
Oh, that's going to be a first down. Vikings jumped off sides.
That's twice that's happened, and let's see if make sure that is the call. Offsides, encroachment. That's a Falcon first down, as Spencer mentioned.
Ball's going to be placed on the 34-yard line following the penalty. First down, Falcons. Clock continues to run. 10.5 left to go in the game. We welcome everyone watching on our YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. Beautiful night for football. In the same formation, right, with Cherney and Patterson. Give us to Patterson. He tries to break it outside. He gets caught by number 31. That is the backup running back, Waltman. Great tackle. Play 5 maybe.
Yeah, it's deep.
Be 2nd and 16. Loss of 6 on the play. And that is going to be a
Yeah.
long second down here.
Yeah.
Wright takes the snap. They're going to pass it now.
Scrambling.
We know Wright can scramble. He's not looking downfield. He tucks it. He's going to go get some yards. He gets hit by number 28, Partridge, the receiver, with a nice shot there. He does get up to the 35-yard line. So he picked it back 7 up there. They're marking at the 36-yard line. So should be about 3rd and 8 or so on the next.
Yeah, Lance does not shy away from contact.
Be 3rd and 8. Clock continues to run. We're now under 9 minutes to go in this ball game. Falcons need 8 yards. About the 45-yard line for the first down here. Low snap.
Wright is hit.
Wright is hit as he throws it. It's going to be intercepted
by Partridge, I believe.
Yep, Partridge catching it, and 52
tackled by Geyer
on the tackle. It was a low snap, kind of a botch play from the beginning, and then they just penetrated through the line. We haven't really seen much pressure on Wright up until this series. He had a scramble his last time on a pass play. He ended up rushing it, and then on that play, he can't get away from the defenders. He does get the pass off, but as he's hit, as he's throwing, and he throws up the interception to Partridge, and now the Vikings will have it 1st and 10 from the Falcons' 36-yard line. 8:43 left to go here. Shotgun formation for Osbar. He's got Pauly back there with him. And the give is going to be to Pauly. He takes it up the middle. He's finding a hole.
Wow.
He breaks through,
That's
and it's hard to slow him down in the open field. He gets down to about the 17-yard line. Huge pickup of almost 20 yards, 19 on the carry for Pauly. And the Vikings have it 1st and 10 on the 17-yard line. Get the number straight here. Osbar with Pauly set back behind him. Martin goes in motion. The handoff is to Pauly, and there's a flag on the play. No gain, maybe even a loss of 1 on the rush by Pauly. We'll see what the penalty is. Called by the side judge right when the ball was snapped.
The wind is, we're getting a call here. The wind has really died down tonight. If Falcons are able to hold, the Kyle Brandon, the kicker, is 1 for 5 attempting field goals so far this year.
Penalty is going to be on the Vikings. 5-yard penalty.
It's a motion penalty.
That'll make it 1st and 15. We'll redo it again.
Clock is winding.
Ball will be on the 23.5-yard line. 8:10 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Osbar with Pauly set behind him. We haven't seen this all game, so you got to think it is a pass. I thought it would be a rush. It's a quarterback draw. He's going to get stuffed.
Reed Miller.
By Reed Miller, coming up big again, and that looked like a loss of about 6 on the play.
Reed Miller was low, and then Dylan White was high.
They gave him a little bit of a forward motion, so it's only a loss of about 3.
I like their PA guy here. He's not too concerned about accuracy. He's about as concerned about accuracy as the scoreboard guy.
Unfortunately, your partner here is listening to him for some of these calls.
And they think they're doing play-by-play, and they just need to call down a distance and not add any color.
Osbar takes the snap. It's a fake screen. He's going to take it himself. Huge pickup on 2nd and 19. He's going to get about 9 back. Should bring up about 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11. As Matt mentioned, kicker is 1 for 5. Really no wind. The flag is flat.
It's died down since the sun's been down for a while. Big situation. Ball at the 16-yard line, 3rd and 8 to go. In the red zone, but pretty long 3rd down.
6:36 left to go in the game. And Osbar with Pauly set to his left. And it's going to either be he's got a guy behind him. Oh, he's got the completion to Martin. And Martin is in for the touchdown. Jack Geyer was barreling down, putting the pressure on Osbar, but he was able to get it away. And Martin with the reception about 12 yards after the catch, barrels into the end zone. And this lead is cut to 1, 14-13. Falcons still on top, pending the PAT by Kyle Brandon. And it looks like a penalty is going to go against the Falcons. Not sure if that'll change. Oh, it's going to be on the Vikings. They'll push them back.
I heard their fans are pretty knowledgeable. The guy next to me said, "Oh yeah, our guard was moving."
Oh, maybe I should give him my headset.
I wasn't watching. Actually, I was writing down the result of that play. But he thought the right guard. I don't know we don't know his number or name, but
that'll add 5 yards to the PAT attempt.
Shouldn't be too difficult on the year. Brandon before tonight was so he's 39 for 41 on the year for extra points. So not a field goal kicker necessarily, but pretty solid in the extra point department.
Oh, that's going to be wide right and short, it looks like.
The kick is no good, and there's no penalty flag on the play.
There was some pressure, looked like by Geyer on the right side.
Snap was a little high, kind of rushed the attempt, so 14-13, the kick is no good, potentially crucial here in the game.
Yeah, I think Geyer had something to do with that rush. It was kind of a confluence of events. You had the bad snap and then the rush and that for St. Albert as they lead 14-13. What'd you see on that drive, Matt?
I'm just going to jump back for a second. This is like Sesame Street. The word of the night is confluence. We have the practically within sight, and now Spencer talks about the confluence of pressure. Yeah, I think that was the Falcons now need to hold, obviously, 14-13, and the slimmest of margins. But they gave the Vikings a short field that time because there was the interception. The Vikings started the drive at the St. Albert 36, and after some fits and starts, were able to score. But the Falcons really need to secure the ball, have a nice long drive, eat some clock. And I forget what the question was, but I answered what I was thinking about.
I think you planted that word in my head to start the broadcast.
It's a great,
All right, Vikings are set to kick. We've seen long kicks, we've seen pooch kicks, we've seen kicks on the ground. So
you can see Sam
a plethora of kicks, if you will, Matt.
Yeah.
It is another. Oh no! I'm not sure if that was a design play or not, but
onside kick shot right off of a Falcon.
Yep. Recovered by number 6 for the Vikings.
Recovered by Jaden Rasmussen.
And they got it right at midfield. It'll be marked right shy of midfield, about the 49.5-yard marker.
Mark that play in red.
It's not your typical onside kick. It's almost like he was aiming for a Falcon player, and that ball was a shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, so it had to travel, by definition, it has to travel 10 yards. It traveled 10 yards. It hit a Falcon, and the Vikings got it back.
So it'll be 1st and 10, just shy of midfield for the Falcons. Osbar in the shotgun formation. He's going to hand off, and Pauly going nowhere. Loss of 2 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 12. Clock is at 6 minutes and running. 48-yard line. It's a long 11, short 12, so see what the Vikings do on 2nd down here. And one of the unfortunate things about that play also, Matt, is our defense is right back out there.
Absolutely.
They don't get a breather. Osbar in the shotgun. He's got Pauly behind him. He's going to give it to Pauly. Pauly's off the right side, and he's met there by some Falcons. He is hard to bring down. Got some yards after initial contact. Probably a pick of about 4 on the play, so with the loss of about 1.5. Still going to be 3rd and long, 3rd and 8-ish, maybe a long 7. Big play right here, Matt. This is one of the key plays of the game. I'm not sure on 3rd and 5 or longer you're going for it at this field position. Maybe this is 4-down territory. 5 minutes left in the game.
Oh, I think it is. Yeah, I really firmly believe it's 4-down. If a team is willing to do an onside kick, we should have been ready for it.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think they're playing to win this season.
Osbar back to pass. Looks like a design pass play. He's going to run it instead, and he's met, and he decides to pass it when he saw that he wasn't going to get much yards scrambling. He throws it incomplete, so now, you think it's 4-down territory. You might want to try and get 3 or 4 on that play and then have it be 4th and shorter. But instead, with the incompletion, It'll stay 4th and 8.
Jeffrey Miller, sorry, pardon me. Jeffrey Miller broke through, hurried up the passer that time. And it was on the it was intended for Partridge. He was in the neighborhood, so yeah, he threw it past the line of scrimmage, and Dylan White trying to fire up the Falcons side, Falcon faithful there. We haven't reset for play now. I'm not sure why the clock is stopped. I have no idea.
So he was rushing, but then he threw an
incomplete
incompletion pass.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But why is
no,
the play clock's not moving?
Yeah, but I'm not sure why they got
an official timeout for something.
The scoreboard says 3rd and 4, so once again,
yeah,
can't trust the scoreboard. It should be 4th and 8.
Paulie's fixing his helmet. That's what's going on in the side. I think it's just an equipment thing.
Okay.
And the clock shouldn't be run anyway because of timeout, but
must be an official timeout. That's why the play clock. There we go. He signals for the play clock to start.
Had one of those little screens on their helmet that was in the way. Those wind vision shields. Just pulled it off because it wasn't working quite right.
All right, reset here. 4th and 8. Despite what the scoreboard says.
Yeah.
Osbar on the shotgun. Big play here. He's back to pass. He's got some pressure. Here come the Falcons. He's going to try and chuck it downfield, and he's got his man. That's number 5, Brayton Tuma. Broken play, and somehow Tuma gets open. And the Vikings have 1st down and 10 at the 28-yard line. That was a do-or-die play, and the Vikings did.
Tuma with 20 yards on that reception.
A lot of pressure coming from the Falcons. They couldn't get all the way to Osbar on that play. Gave him enough time, bought enough time. He's a tall quarterback, so he's able to see over some of those defenders, and he makes the nice completion to Tuma to keep the drive alive. On 1st down, he's going to keep it himself. Break to the outside. He's got some running room, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds at about the, looks like about the 21-yard line. He gets pushed out of bounds.
7 yards on the carry.
So that'll bring up 2nd and about 3. (14-13). We got 4:25 left here in the game. Vikings are driving. They're getting close to field goal range if they're not there already. And on 2nd and 3, they're thinking about more than that. We got Osbar with Paulie in the backfield. The give is to Paulie. He goes up the middle. He's met right at near the line of scrimmage. Maybe got 1 on the play, but the nice thing about that play, Matt, is when the Falcons grabbed him, they didn't give him any yards after the initial contact.
Yeah, Reed Miller latched on. Reed's been doing a nice job in the middle of his 2nd game back. Just caught him around the waist, and yeah, he's hard to bring down, but Reed's strong enough to get that done.
It'll be 3rd and a long 1. We're under 4 minutes to play here from Avoca. 14-13. And the Vikings are looking to drive after their onside kick was successful. Started at midfield, and the handoff, it will be to Paulie, and he should have enough for the 1st down. Plows ahead, and that will be 1st and 10 for the Vikings from what is about marked at the 16-yard line. So the clock continues to run, and the Vikings are knocking on the doorstep.
Falcons do have 3 timeouts left, but they're going to need something to stop the clock. Need to stop. You know, any score here obviously will put the Vikings ahead.
3:30 left to go here from Avoca. 1st and 10, 16-yard line. Vikings driving. Osbar in the backfield. He's got Paulie. He gives it to Paulie. Paulie is met by Goobles. And Miller again helping out. Pickup of about 2 on the play. Ball's at the 14-yard line. Should be about 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8. And again, that clock keeps running. We're now under 3 minutes to play. 2nd and 7. I would think they're in field goal range at this point, Matt, and we'll see what happens on the next couple downs. It's going to be a quick pass out to Partridge, and Partridge finds the end zone again. Touchdown, Vikings, making it 19-14. And you got to think they're going to go for the 2-point conversion to go up by 7 here late in the 4th quarter. We'll see what the call is from the sideline. And we've got an official. We've got a player hurt in the corner of the end zone. Might just be a cramp. They're stretching out his leg.
43.
So quick strike down the sideline. Quick pass. Caught by Partridge. He does the rest. 16-yard touchdown. About 15.5 yards after the catch. So really impressive catch and run by Partridge on that play, Matt.
Of course, that comes after the onside kick to start the after the Vikings had scored with 6:20 to go. They got the ball back on the onside kick, kind of drilled it right out of the lineman. One of the blockers bounced right off of him, and Vikings got the ball right back.
We'll have you play coach here for a second,
right.
Matt. What
Oh,
are you
boy.
doing here? 2-point or just go knock in the kick?
You know, I think they need to go for 2. I really do. You know, they're unsuccessful with the kick last time. The snap was high. Pauly's mark, of course, Pauly's probably in on every play that they do. But Gabe Pauly's going in as if they're going to run a offensive play. And here comes the, I don't even see the kicker coming on the field. Number 9's not on the field. But, hey, you go for 2. You've got this big guy who can pound the ball. You have a nice passing game. You want to make this a 7-point game, so at least we have to score to make the decision to tie it up or go for 2.
They are in the same spread formation they've been in most of the night. And it looks like Vikings are going to take a timeout. Vikings.
Yeah, the big play on that drive was the scramble that Osbar made after nearly being caught from behind. Geyer was harassing him, able to get it downfield to Tuma for a 20-yard completion. It kept the drive alive. That was on 4th down.
Yeah, the Falcons have been getting behind the line of scrimmage all night long. They have a lot of tackles for loss on the running game. Couple quarterback sacks, but we've seen Osbar scramble, and with his big build, he's able to see above the defenders, and he threw a strike down the field. Tuma was right there, landed right in the breadbasket, and it was a huge pickup, huge play, and hopefully not the play to end the Falcons season, as they will have 2.5 minutes left when they get the ball back after this 2-point conversion attempt.
Yeah, Osbar good at throwing on the run. Probably the big, when you look at what transpired in the second half, we thought we were going in to score. The ball comes loose. All of a sudden, we're going the other way on the 32-yard line. The Vikings don't score on that drive, but then that keeps the Falcons score at 14. So we talked about the Falcon defense in the second half. Well, the first half, second half defense really has belonged to the Vikings. The Falcons really had just a one nice drive, weren't able to do anything with it. Since then, have not gotten a sniff at the end zone.
Falcons do have all 3 of their timeouts in this second half, so 2.5 minutes. They're going to need to move the chains. Timeouts are only good if you're getting first downs.
Right. This might be the longest timeout I've ever seen. I mean, not that they're getting, it doesn't take that long to figure out what the play is, but that's a long timeout. Important point,
and
though.
Partridge is back out there, so cramp must be healed up. Osbar in the shotgun. Partridge goes in motion way behind him, and looks like an option play. They do pitch it to Partridge. He's got daylight, and there's a lot of flags on the play.
Yeah.
The conversion was not good, and there's flags on the play. It happened right after the pitch.
Did he
so
get,
I'm not
did he
sure
get in the end zone? I thought maybe he got in.
I didn't see him signal, did he?
But I think they were too busy throwing flags to signal that he got in. I'm not sure of that. There's
it looks
a hold.
like. Yeah, it's going to be on the Vikings, and yeah, I think you're right. They had their hands on the flag. They couldn't signal that he got in, but obviously with the penalty, they'll have to retry.
So that should be 10 yards from the spot. We'll back him up to about the 14-yard line. Closer to 14, maybe.
Yeah, right. Yep, about the 14-yard line. So they'll try it again, 19-14. Still now it's 2:35. They added 4 seconds.
Well, I think that's what it's been.
Okay.
That's what it's been. Well, was it 31?
I thought it was 2:31. Well, either way, 2.5 minutes left in the game.
I wrote down 2:43.
This is an untimed down, at least it should be. Osbar, he's scrambling around. He throws it. He broken up.
Nicely by Cherney.
I believe that is Cherney. It's either Cherney or Patterson. It's hard to see from way over here.
Yeah, single-digit number, 8 or 2.
So the 2-point is unsuccessful. So to reset, 2:35 left to go in the game. 19-14 Vikings. A touchdown wins it. Don't even need the extra point.
Yeah.
Field goal does you no good. All 3 timeouts for the Falcons. So as long as they can keep pushing down the field and get first downs, they can use the middle of the field. They can do running plays with that many timeouts. You obviously want to get big gains on all of your plays, depending on where this kickoff ends up. You got to think they're going to have to go 80-plus yards.
I don't think they have to go that far. I think my guess is, we saw the onside kick, and I don't know that the Vikings attempt another, but you need to be ready for it because
Absolutely.
It was pretty successful. But they probably try to kick something that doesn't go deep, but instead, like the one that went to Gronsall, it goes in between.
Okay.
It goes probably over the head of, there's the first 5 guys, or the first however many guys lined up, 10 yards from the ball. And he probably try to go past the second wave. So the second wave was like Gronsall, White, and Patterson across the middle. I think they're going to try to pooch it in between waves of Falcons, between the second 3 there, and just land it on the ground and make us pick up and run with it. Not something deep where we can get some momentum. That's my guess. So 2:35, we're going to settle on that on the clock. And kick it is caught by
at the 20,
Patterson.
20, 30, 35. He gets up to about the 36-yard line. So to your point, Matt, they'll have 64 yards to go in 2:31. Now it is at 2:31. 4 seconds go off on the clock on the return.
Aiden Anisdell on the return. Maybe I said that already. So, ball's on the 36-yard line.
16-yard return, and the Vikings faithful
Yeah,
are cheering on their defense, trying to get them pumped up, shaking our camera.
Yeah. Jeff's a steady man, though. He can overcome.
So the Falcons will have it at the 36. Wright has Ansdell in the backfield. Got twin receivers on both sides. Here's the snap. Drops back.
A lot of time.
And that is an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
So it will be 2nd and 10 from the 36.
Right, being hit as he threw the ball, so it's not a grounding. The ball went into the ground because he was being tackled while he threw the ball.
And also because it's an incomplete pass, the clock does stop.
Yeah.
So 2:27 left to go here from Avoca. 2nd and 10 from the 36. And I'm actually going to stand up, Matt, so I can see.
I usually do that too, but people in front of us have been really polite, man.
Now Wright is alone in the backfield, no back to protect him. Got slot receiver, trips on the right side. And he's going to throw, and he's going to incomplete. Intended receiver, was that Miller?
I think Jeffrey Miller, he was hit pretty hard right as the ball got there.
So it'll be 3rd and 10 from the 36. Falcons need their own 46 to continue this drive and move the chains. Obviously 4-down territory being the end of the game, so they have 2 plays to get 10 yards.
And whatever happens here, we'll have a very abbreviated post-game show. We probably won't do too many numbers. This game speaks for itself.
Yep. Wright has Antisdale in the backfield. Snap comes. He's going to launch it to Rollis, and that's a pickup of about
8 or 9.
Yeah, 8 or 9.
Shy of the first down.
Definitely shy of the first down. So the whole season comes down to this next play. 4th and a long 1.5, 2. A long 1. So clock is running under 2 minutes now. 1:58 on the clock. Still running. Wright talking to his offensive lineman. Make sure everyone's in play. Under center, he takes it himself. And it will depend on the spot.
Yeah.
Spot coming in from the sideline.
I think the spot's short.
They tried to sneak it on the under center snap. Haven't seen him under center all game. And looks like they're going to measure.
Yeah, I think the measurement's going to come up short. I really believe.
Yeah, they needed the 46, and the ball is closer to the 45 than the 46 hash.
Yeah, I think this is, and I wouldn't say courtesy, but they just want to make sure.
Minute 48 left.
Unlikely that they got what they needed.
Yeah, well short. First down, Vikings take it over, turnover on downs. Minute 48 to go here in the game, 19-14 AHSTW. Falcons do have all their timeouts. I believe I don't recall them calling one.
down for having used any in the second half. That could be in error.
So they can't go into victory formation just yet with those timeouts.
Glad you're enjoying the broadcast. Kind of tough right now for the Falcons. See the season come down to this, have a lead, and have lost. So there's
Paulie's going to take
there's
the
motion
snap
on the play. So the side judge on the far side made the call. Not sure why the guy on this side didn't make the call.
That'll stop the clock while they get the penalty in.
Yeah, just some of the linemen, there's kind of all season long. Charlie and I have talked about guys are just getting an extra lean to start the game, to start the play, but probably decline that.
Yeah, the down's more important than the yards at this point.
Some of the Falcon coaching staff signaling they don't want to accept the penalty. Legal motion. Those probably they need to before the play began, so.
So 6 seconds went off the clock. Minute 42 left here from Avoca. It'll be first down and 13. And the clock is still stopped. Osbar in the shotgun. Probably going to hand it off to Paulie again, I imagine. He keeps it himself. And he runs to the right outside, breaks the tackle. And he's going to go down, picks up the yardage loss. So it'll be 2nd and 10. And the Falcons will use, I assume they'll use the timeout here. Stop the clock.
I heard the whistle right away. Yeah, timeout Falcons. Sam Rallis on the tackle that time, last bar.
Minute 35 left. 2nd and 10. Game's not over. We've had some special team punt returns for touchdowns this season. Be a long punt return if it gets that far. And with the 2 timeouts left, they could still stop the clock on the next 2 downs, get it to 4th down with the clock stopped. And probably, I would assume, a minute 20 left if these are both running plays that go quick. So game far from over.
This is about one of those situations we encountered in volleyball a few times this year. You lose the first couple sets and it looks pretty dire. Then you're able to come back and make something happen. So that's the kind of turnaround we need, obviously. Not small by any means, but certainly could happen.
I did mention you should have your cardiologist on speed dial tonight.
No, the Falcons really, not able to have as much success the second half, except that second drive of the half. They got in and got close to scoring and coughed the ball up. So that right now probably being the difference in the game. And there's not just one play, naturally, but
right.
Other than that.
No, it's been a tale of 2 halves, like you said.
Yeah.
The Vikings shut us out this half. We shut them out in the first half. 2nd and 10, minute 35 left here from Avoca. Osbar in the shotgun. He's got Paulie set up ahead of him in the backfield. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. No intention of passing. He does waste a lot of clock. He does get some yardage as well. He gets it to about the 42-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd and short. 3rd and about 3, it looks like. Minute 27 left on the clock. Falcons use their 2nd timeout.
Yep, caused the Falcons to burn that one.
If the Vikings don't get the first down here and it's 4th and short, it'll be interesting to see what they do on 4th down. It's 3rd and 2 according to the scoreboard, but as Matt said all night long, take that with a huge grain.
I'd say 3rd and 4. At least 3.
At least 3.
At least 3.
We'll cut the difference.
Yeah.
2, 4, 3.
Yeah, that will. So yeah, the Vikings have really 2 downs to get 2 yards, or those 4 yards, if you will. So I think we see quarterback Osbar or Paulie will be the ones hang on the ball, and I think they'll run 2 plays. I think.
You think so?
Yeah, I really do. I don't even look for a punt. I think they try to go for it on 4th down. What's the harm? Let's say you punt it from the 35-yard line, for example.
It goes in the end zone.
Goes in the end zone. You only get a 15-yard net. So the ball can be snapped over the head. It can be blocked. So I think we'll look at 2 more offensive plays regardless. Hopefully, frankly, 2 more offensive plays.
Yeah, hopefully we get to 4th down. 3rd and 3. Minute 27 left. Osbar in the shotgun. He's got Paulie to his left. Looking at the sideline. 18, plenty of time on the play clock.
Falcons need to be careful not to give them a first down by jumping.
Oh, that looked like a false start. Yep, they moved early, so that's going to be 3rd and 7 now.
Good eye, Spencer. I did not see that. And I've been looking for it all night. I didn't
Left
see
side
it.
of the line, got a little excited before the snap. So 3rd and 8 now. That definitely changes things. Clock's still at 1:25. 19-14 Avoca. AHSTW.
We can call it Avoca because I thought about that earlier. That's the town we are in. If we're in Avoca, we can say Avoca. Plus, they're the first one. Clock's going back to 1:37, I believe. Oh, 27, excuse me. Yeah, I didn't think 12 seconds could have gone off. It was 2.
1:27 left. Exciting finish here in Avoca.
Yeah.
Falcons season on the line, down 5. 3rd and 8 after the false start. Osbar has a man in motion. He's going to fake to him, give it to Pauly. Pauly up the middle. He's met there by Rawlis, and he is brought down short of the first down. It is going to be, oh, it's a first down. They're going to spot it a yard ahead, and that should do it, Matt, on the Falcons season. 1:21 left. Only 1 timeout left.
And the clock is winding. The chains have been reset, so now the clock winds.
Now they can go in the victory formation.
Well, we certainly need to say nice season by the Falcons. You know, so many changes. We see Coach Colger over our shoulder here, you know, watching his protege coach this game. Falcons came on, had a great run at the end of the season, just kind of some of the issues they had, some of the losses they had earlier, costing them now. So no chance of an RPI to get in as a wild card team. So that's why where we are this season. Great strides, had chances to win this game.
Absolutely. You said in the first half, on those first couple drives by the Vikings, we didn't see much from them. And even after the first quarter, you said only 10% of the game was over, meaning we hadn't seen a lot out of the Vikings in their playbook. They definitely opened it up in the second half, and they were able to score 19 points. The Falcons were scoreless in the second half, and that turned out to be the difference.
Right. The inability to score in the second half. When you look at it, you know, you can look at individual plays, at things you thought should have happened, didn't happen, but no, it's, not being able to punch one in the second half made all the difference. So really, you know, I don't, of course we wish AHSTW success in the playoffs, and they've had success in the playoffs in Class 1A, but, you know, the Falcons have to know that, man, you know, we're really close to as good as this team. We just didn't get it done. So kind of motivate them all off season.
It'll be 2nd and 14. Doesn't really matter anymore. They're down in distance. They can mathematically run this clock down with no more stoppage of time by St. Albert. And we bid farewell to the 7 seniors on the Falcons team as well.
Yeah, I'm going to try to hurry up and do that to those guys. To Jack Geyer and Dylan White, Isaiah Moore, unfortunately has been injured. Harry Ventiker, Adam Goebbels, Jared Gast, Reed Miller. And I think we're hoping to miss anybody. I think I ran my finger down, tried to catch all the seniors. So that will put an end to the season. Falcons finished 5-4. You know, we can't spend too much time on what ifs. The Falcons put together. They improved all season long. Here's a team that, according to every newspaper that's published in the state, thinks it's the 2nd best team in Class 1A, Class A. And the Falcons had a chance to take them down. Didn't quite do it.
Yep. And you really have to be encouraged by the way the coaching staff grew this season, inaugural season for Coach Ryan, young coaching staff, and they started out 1-3. They knew what they had to do in district. They had to run the table in districts, and they were half away from doing that, and really a couple of plays from doing that to make it to the playoffs. But, you know, with this coaching staff and the young team that got all this experience this season and was able to grow and get a lot of snaps and a lot of real pressure field play. All those games they had to win. It's been the playoffs for the last 5 weeks for the Falcons, so all those young players got to experience that. We've got a quarterback coming back next year. So things are looking bright for the Falcons, and hopefully they make it back to the playoffs next season.
Nice summary. I'll let you take it out on that. How's that, since you're the boss?
Sounds good. Thanks for joining us. For Matt Madsen, myself, Spencer Sanchez, and Jeff Watson on camera, thanks for joining us. and we'll see you on Monday night at the Palace.